Oh yeah, YouTube. It's Big Lou, repping and rocking that no-fly zone. Bringing it to you from the west side. Y'all know today's Friday, payday. We made it another week. So just tapping in today to talk about what you guys think about the mixed martial arts, tapping into the boxing realm and making this big money and without any experience. So for example, uh, we got Logan Paul fighting Floyd Mayweather. Logan Paul, zero fights. He made, they said $250,000 to fight, and then he made 10% of the 10% of the pay-per-view buys, which they had 1 million buys, and so it came out to about, I think it was $5 million. It was said. Floyd Mayweather, on the other hand, made 10 million to show up, and it was said that he was going to make 100 million, but he ended up making 10 million to show up, and then 25 million in pay-per-view. He was rewarded. He in his contract he was given 50% of the pay-per-view buys. That was his cut. So it came out to like 35 million. I found a couple other sources said 40 million, but he was set to make 100 million. But come on, 35 million to fight somebody that's never fought before, an amateur bout. Not an amateur bout, but an exposition bout. That's big money, bro. You got champs that have been champs for years that don't make that kind of money in their whole career. You know, they can have 10 defenses and still don't make $35 million. You know, a lot of guys. You know, pretty much if you're not the heavyweight champion, the middleweight champion, or the welterweight champion, you know, everybody else doesn't make a whole lot of money. Say maybe super middleweight. But you got Mayweather fighting that one. Then you got the brother Jake Paul fighting Tyrone Wheatley for the second time, and he's 5-0 now. It said that he made in 2021 in his 3 fights for that year that he made $40 million before taxes. So he's making big money. You know, these guys are making big money. In his first fight, he fought another YouTuber from the UK. He made $1 million to fight him. I mean, you're talking guys that have no experience at all. At that time, he had no boxing experience at all. You know, so just in the comment section, if you guys don't mind, comment on there and let me know what you guys think about that, about these fights. You also have you got the fight Victor Belfort. He fought Evander Holyfield. Evander was 58, a week shy of his 59th birthday. He took the fight on 6 days' notice for Oscar De La Hoya, and California denied him a license to box, which they should have. He was 58 years old. He had been retired well over a decade, and he took the fight on 6 days' notice. So they had to move the fight to Florida. They moved the fight to Florida. Florida Boxing Commission or Athletic Commission gave him a license, and he got knocked out in the first round. Made him, you know, it was silly. You know, and he's my favorite heavyweight of all time, 4-time heavyweight champion. You know, so it was silly, man. It was silly. You know, now you got talks of Khabib. Well, Khabib ain't going for it, but they're talking about Khabib fighting. I don't think Khabib could box. He's more of a wrestler, takedown, you know, submissions. His wrestling is impeccable. You know what I mean? Boxing wise, I don't see it. But, you know, they're making big money. So because of the name, you know, he'd probably make a lot of money. Conor McGregor and Mayweather made, said that Conor McGregor made $130 million to fight that fight. He never had a boxing fight, as far as I know, back in Ireland or England or any of those places in the UK. He made $130 million. It said that Mayweather made somewhere up of like 240, I think it was. And man, buku bucks, way up there, you know. And with the promotion, you know, they went all over the place promoting it through Golden Boy, through Mayweather and Golden Boy, you know, and they made a lot of money. They promoted the shit out of it, you know. Also, if you want to compare the numbers, the Pacquiao fight with Mayweather, I wrote down I wrote down the numbers on that fight. Let me see. I can't remember those numbers. So they made the pay-per-view. They made $330 million. So this is the Pacquiao Mayweather fight. $333 million off the pay-per-view. At the gate, they made $58.7 million off the tickets at the gate. Floyd made $223.5 million, and Pacquiao made 122 million for a total of $678 million. Huge, huge. And then I didn't give the numbers for the Woodley and Jake Paul fight. First one, it said they made $2 million apiece for that first fight, and so far the second fight I looked all over and I could only find that they were gonna make about the same. And then it also was in the clause that if Woodley can knock out Jake Paul, that he would get an additional $500,000. Obviously, we know it was the opposite. So anybody out there, you got any thing to say about that? Oh, excuse me. Floyd Mayweather made $280 million off the McGregor fight, not 240. But anybody out there would like to know what you like to know your input about that and what you guys feel about that. Me, I feel like it's a joke, and it's kind of poking fun at, I don't want to, maybe not poking fun, but it's being disrespectful to the previous champions, world champions that fought their asses off and sacrificed and hardly made no money, and for these guys that have no fight, no boxing experience at all, and just come in and make $50 million and $40 million and $3 million, whatever, it's all too much, if you ask me. But then again, this is America, capitalism. Make your money. I don't hate on nobody. I just think that because of the, everybody before them, they didn't make nothing like that. It's kind of, and I know too, it's a different time era. So, a lot of them champions were back in the day, and Mayweather's credited with this for changing the game. He, get hit less, get paid more, and he retired at 50-0, 49-0, and then 50-0. I think the McGregor fight was a 50th win, and he holds I think he holds 5 belts in 5 weight classes, he's a champion in 5 weight classes. I'm pretty sure it's 5. It might be 6, but I think it's 5. And with about 12 belts he's held, major belts, sanctioning bodies of either the WBC, WBA, WBO, or IBF. He's held about 10 belts, I think. 10 or 12. Same thing like Pacquiao. Pacquiao's held about 12. But 8 different weight classes for Pacquiao. But that's just my little take on that. If you guys got anything different, we'd like to hear your comments and post it in the comments section. All right, YouTube. You guys have a nice weekend, beginning of your weekend, and we should be tapping in with y'all on Sunday. We got another guest. All right.